Hi, and welcome to 30 Days of Brave Thinking. I'm Mary Morrissey, and today I'm offering you a gift that will help you stay calm, help you discover that even during very, very turbulent times, you have a power in you that you can actually call upon, and instead of being taken down by a difficult time, you can actually find a way to have this be one of the most empowering times of your life. So it's completely free. It's the fruit of many, many years of study of transformation, and I'm giving it to you. For 40 years, my mission has been in helping people, empowering people, and training people in how to have a mindset that's a match to the results they want to have in their lives, how to move results from one set of results to another set of results that are more empowering, more life-giving, more fruitful for them, for their families, for their workplace, and literally for our world. And it works. I've been working with this for my entire life, helping tens of thousands of people all over the world, and especially in difficult moments like this one. I believe that the right thing to do is give everything I can give you completely free here. And in 30 days, you can establish a set point, a mindset point, and a way of understanding how you can use even the most difficult times in your life to actually help you catapult your life forward. Not because so much of the difficult time or in spite of it, but because of how you went through the difficult time. And if you just keep breathing, you're going to create results anyway. And since we're in this difficult time, why not use it to the benefit of you, your dreams, the impact you can bring, and the difference you can offer? So I'm happy to make this offer to you. It's completely free. To support you today, I'm going to share a short video clip from my signature training program, Brave Thinking Masters. That's one of my highest level coaching programs where I train clients, students in embodying the principles of brave thinking. You're going to have a thinking. You don't get to not have a mindset. You don't get to not think. And those thoughts have a pattern to them, a vibration to them. And they must and do yield results. So we want to use that thinking in constructive ways with some simple and highly effective tools for how to do that. So today, I offer you this wonderful clip, and I know it will serve you. Thanks for being here. So, before we begin, take a deep breath. Take another one. Bring yourself into the present moment. Stay inside this day and inside this present moment. Make sure your notifications, your pings and dings that might come to you through your technology are shut off. So much coming at us. Let's take some moments now and turn to what's seeking to emerge to us and through us. Let's begin. Good evening. Mary Morrissey here with you. And let me just see here. We are here for our Brave Thinking Masters class. Welcome to your Brave Thinking Masters class. Let me tell you a quick story. Might be a clue, actually, about what we're going to go into, 7 ways to increase. So a member of our team, Christy, shared a story with me. It was a Friday afternoon a few weeks ago. She wrote it up for me. And she and her spouse and kids had not made any plans for the weekend. So she was thinking about what they could do as a family with her husband and 2 daughters. Her family really enjoys concerts. And she thought, well, wouldn't it be fun if there was a concert we could go to this weekend? So she picked up her phone, and right there happened to be an advertisement that one of their favorite bands was in town that very night. And she thought, I wonder what the odds are of getting any decent tickets this late. So she clicked on the Find Tickets button, and the first ones that came up were in the nosebleed on the far side of the stage, like a 90-degree angle from the front of the stage. But hey, the seats were only $27 each. So she thought about it for a minute, and then something said, she said, really, my intuition said, scroll through and just see what else might be available. So she scrolls through the sections of the venue, balcony 63, balcony 49, all nosebleed seats. And here was a mezzanine level, M40 and 29 through 29. Well, those are a little better. Wait, what's this? P12, parquet, that's only 1 level above the floor. So she clicks on those seats, and she at first couldn't believe what was available. They were center stage, row 3, eye level with the stage, and only $37 per seat. A band with one of her favorite bands in her whole life. Click, buy those tickets. And so she got to tell her husband and her family what a wonderful, fun surprise there was in store for them that night. All because she paused to ask, what would I love for my weekend? What would be fun for this weekend? And so they go to the concert, they find their seats. They were amazing, great seats. And they happened to be sitting in a row just in front of a nice couple who were also thrilled with their great seats. The nice man behind them said this band had been on his bucket list for a long time. He said he's waited 15 years to see this group live in a concert. And he purchased his tickets 8 months ago for $100 each. So they all danced and sang and had a ton of fun at the concert. And then this is an actual photo that she sent us from that actual concert. Mercy Me was the name of that band, a band that she loves. But the point is, she decided to bring some fun in her life. So those of you that said fun, this is an opportunity to learn to dance with the energy of fun in an increased way. So again, we're working with intuition. So I'm going to give you 7. I'm going to encourage you to write down all 7. And it's not likely that we're going to do all 7 all at once. So this is just a fun way to let your non-logical mind say, these are the first 2 for me to explore. I've been studying transformation since 1971. I mean, not just a little bit, a lot. It's taken me all over the world to study with people, to be with people who I thought knew some tracks into a kind of transformation. With His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela. I sat with Rosa Parks on the UN stage a couple of times, speaking there. Other teachers, developing a very close connected relationship with Bob Proctor the last 25 years, many, many others. But the study and the ancient religions and the philosophies and the modern science, and over the years, it took me a while to come to realize this. But our human nature is sourced in a spiritual nature. I knew that intellectually, but how that moves into and through us and the release of more spirit, more energy, more power in rather than human efforting to bring about the things you want to bring about, but to be connected to where not only is it your personal effort, but there's another power that moves in into and through you in the development and the bringing forth of the dreams you hold. Fun is an essential element. Having a good amount of fun in your life, even while you're working, having fun, but that you begin to familiarize yourself with the energy of fun. Spirit loves fun. Fun is spirit's idea. It's not a human idea. It's spirit's idea. It gave us this. You feel it, and you think about it, like for Christy. I mean, we're gonna go to a concert. The energy goes up. You can feel it. So we want to learn to make friends with a right amount of fun. So to recognize that spirit loves fun, that we all have the capacity to create more joy, laughter, and fun in our lives. We all have the capacity, which contributes to greater health and well-being. Fundamentally, it also fuels our dreams. Are we having fun yet? Dale Carnegie says people rarely succeed unless they have fun in what they're doing. Richard Branson, fun is one of the most important and underrated ingredients in any successful venture. If you're not having fun, then it's probably time to call it quits, and try something else. Spirit loves fun. So in my company, the company that I co-own with Joe Dickey and with many of my wonderful coworkers here on our Brave Thinking calls together, we have 5 core values. Core value number fun. Core value number 4 is we believe in fun. We believe in it. And so how we activate that core value is we create joy, laughter, and fun in all aspects of our life. Does that mean every moment we're laughing and having fun? No. But it means that's a trend. That's a way we break it up with laughter, where we welcome lighthearted perspectives. I mean, this is something that's core and endemic in the company that we have and in my life. One of the great things that I love about my husband, Joe Dickey, is how much fun we have together, that laughter is just a general part of our life. And in fact, if we've gotten a little too serious or focused or on objectives or something, one of us will say, I don't think there's been enough fun in this day. And then we'll just consciously choose to bring in more fun. So Maxwell Maltz in chapter 6, these are his ideas that I'm going to bring into the forefront tonight on 7 ways to bring more fun into your life. Number 1, create the happiness habit. Decide. And in one of the other books in your library is Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. Decide to be happy. You know, most people, happiness, like gratitude, is a knee-jerk response. I'm happy when, I'm happy if. I have fun when and if. We're going to talk about different ways to increase your fun, but create the fun habit, create the happiness habit. I'm a happy person. In general, I'm a happy person. I'm not just saying it for Mary, I'm saying say that to yourself. Say it to yourself. I'm a happy person. Magnify. You take a magnifying glass, magnify the fun in your life. Even if some shadows blot out the sunshine, there's always something good, something to feel good about, Maxwell Maltz said. So we also have our power of perception. Our power of perception. So there's always something good to feel good about. I'll show you a story about Matt Boggs. Those of you that don't know Matt, if you've ever been to a Dream Builder Live, he's always the master of energy there. Matt is an amazing love and relationship trainer. So he told me a story about something that happened when he was in college. There was a time when he and some buddies were living near the beach while he was a senior at University of San Diego. A group of buddies got together with one of the roommates who had just gotten a big new SUV from his dad, and they were going to Baja, Mexico to go on a surfing weekend. So they packed some things for the camp out and drove south. Along the way, they would stop to see what the waves were like and where a good place to camp and spend the night might be. So they drove down onto this one beach and went out and decided, well, the waves were okay, but they weren't great. They were going to keep going further on the beach to look for better waves. And when they went back to get in the truck, the driver couldn't get the 4-wheel drive to kick in. And the more they tried to get out, the deeper in the sand they got stuck. And they sunk deeper and deeper. And pretty soon the sand was all the way up to the top of the wheel wells. They tried to get some driftwood and other things that would help get the truck out, but they just couldn't get it unstuck. So Matt said, everybody was upset and frustrated. It's ruining our weekend. And Matt said, and oh my gosh, what are we going to do? And then Matt said, all of a sudden, he said, I remembered some of my early lessons growing up. And I said, well, wait a minute. We can't get out right now. So let's go have some fun. I mean, here we are. We have a choice. Let's go out and get our surfboards. Let's go surf. We've got a couple of hours before the sun's completely down and the waves look okay. Let's go out and surf. And a few of the friends were saying, wait a minute, we got to get out. We can't leave the truck and be stuck in the sand. And he says, well, we will get out. I mean, there's no question that eventually we are going to get out. There will be a solution. We'll get out. What if we just trust that we're just stopped? Let's just imagine we're just stopped. And let's stop and let's do what we said we were going to do. Let's go surfing and we can just camp out here tonight. So we convinced them that since they could sit there and fuss about the truck being stuck, or they could go have fun surfing, and the waves were up and the sun was setting, let's go surfing at sunset. He said they had the most beautiful sunset surf for a couple of hours. They came back in, they laid out their sleeping bags, hung out with each other, ate granola bars that night for their picnic. So the next morning when they woke up, there was a Ford F-150, a big, powerful truck parked about 100 feet away with some fishermen were coming out. They happened to have a winch on the front of the truck. They came over, boom, pulled them out. They were on their way to find better waves. Matt said the best part of it all was we didn't miss a moment. We had some moments of getting ourselves to the place where we went, okay, let's have fun where we are with what we have. And he says, we tasted the sweetness right there that life offered us. So know this, there's always sweetness that life is offering us. And if we're not feeling it, who moved? I moved from the sweetness. I moved from the presence. It never moves. I moved in my mind. Number 2, this is Maxwell. I wouldn't use these words myself, but Maxwell Maltz did. So I'm just giving them to you the way he said them. Declare war on negative feelings. The thing I do like about it is It means be firm with yourself. Be firm with yourself about indulging in negative feelings. Um, I told Joe I'm going to probably stop using the exam. I'm kidding it partly, but you've heard me, maybe you've studied with me longer, have heard me use the example in terms of perception. You have a great day in front of you. You've got a picnic. It's all planned. You made all the food. You're heading out the door, and there's a thunderstorm, and it just pours down the rain. And you have a choice at this point to let the rain ruin your day, or decide to throw a blanket on the floor. If you have a fireplace, build a fire and have your indoor picnic. We have a choice about how to respond in situations. But if we allow negative feelings, oh, I'm a victim of the rain, you can generate a whole state of disconnect if you're not careful and have dominion over your own mind. So that's an example I've used a number of times about laying claim to dominion over the most important real estate we're ever going to manage, is our own real estate of our own thinking. So we had my birthday weekend planned. We had a company coming from out of town, a family coming in. We had a gathering on Saturday, and then on Sunday, I had wanted to have my vision was this outdoor long table, and my best friends that I've been friends with for decades, that I would invite over, and we would have this outdoor dinner on our lawn, and had it planned for weeks and all the food ready. And in Southern California on Memorial Weekend, like an almost never moment, it rained on Sunday, and it poured, and it was just sopping wet out there. And I went, oh, I get to exercise my own story here. So we moved all the furniture in the living room and made this big long table right through our living room. And we had an indoor picnic, and we were warm and we were dry, and my friends were there, and it was wonderful. And I'm grateful for the training that you have a preference, but it's not an attachment. It's like the most important thing, of course, was to stay in the fun, to stay in the gratitude. And that's where the key is. So magnify the fun in your life. Emptiness is a symptom that you're not living creatively if you're feeling empty. You either have no goal that's important enough for you, or you are not using your talents and efforts in striving toward an important goal. Having a goal having a dream gives us the opportunity for growth. In the absence of a goal, there is no growth. And when you realize that growth is your ultimate goal, growth in your relationships, in your health, in your vocation, in life. Because at the end of the day, achieving all the things that are in your vision matters to you. Yes, it does. But even more than that is who you become in the process as the most important part of growth. Strengthen your self-image. Those of you that picked number 3, that's been our focus this month. And if you pick 3, there's some strengthening that's seeking to happen. Mark Twain said the worst loneliness is to not be comfortable with yourself. And who was it? It might have been Plato. The unexamined life is not worth living. So learning to give yourself kudos. We talked about this earlier this month. To be a friendly place inside yourself when you fall down. We learn equally from getting it right and getting it wrong, from the mistakes that we make. This is in our human nature. But then what? Do we support ourselves in the learning, or do we just beat ourselves up because we're this or that? My daughter Jennifer and I filmed a video yesterday that'll be coming out on, particularly for women, just a 5-minute video on, or longer, maybe 8, on how to love your summer body without losing a pound. And I love that topic she picked because it's so easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to complain about yourself. It's the easiest thing to complain about what's going on. But you and I have a conscious choice about our own self-image. Yes, it takes repatterning. You've inherited a self-image that you were raised in, but you are responsible for your self-image after that, and so am I. So how many times a day do we support ourselves, encourage ourselves? You've got what it takes. Here you go again. What are the words you say to yourself as you go to sleep at night? The last things you're putting in as you go to sleep, just like your subconscious is like a sponge, and the energy you put in as you're going to sleep, it just drinks on that all night long. So be sure you're saying wonderful, supportive words to you, because what's in your mind is a preview of your future. Magnify the fun in your life. Your most important sale in life is to sell yourself to yourself. Learn how to laugh. Learn how to laugh. Now, statistically, children laugh about 27 times a day. Adults, around 7. So youth and laughter go together. So let's just take a moment, take a deep breath with me. Charlie Chaplin said, a day without laughter is a day wasted. Here we go.
Dong. Klum, 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 klum.
Well, if you can watch that video without laughing, I want to give you a hug. Get you some help on that. Yeah. Have you ever noticed how good it feels to laugh, to just let ourselves laugh? Years ago, I was introduced to a philosophy, not a religion, but a philosophy out of Japan, named the Seicho Noye. And the Seicho Noye, they have 5 million members in Japan. Part of their philosophy is you can be happy and laugh, or you can laugh and be happy. And so they have, as one of, we might have meditation, affirmation, visioning, service, pilgrimage, other kinds of activities that would be part of your spiritual path, or mine. One of their practices is actually called laughing practice. I used to actually train this in some of the seminar work. I haven't done it for a while. Maybe it's time to dust it off and bring it back out. So I know that it's a little, we're not able to do this together, but I'm going to ask you to do it with me. Not sit and observe me doing this, but you joining me in laughing practice. So let's do some laughing practice. Because whatever you have, I'm not going to ask you to take time right now to rate yourself as how much laughter you enjoy on a regular basis, but we know this, and it doesn't matter what it is, we can all grow. So our familiarity. So it starts this way. If you're going to laugh, your face is going to move. So it starts with a facial movement. You rub your ears too. They're going to move. Your forehead, your cheeks, and your chin. Get your face loosened up. Okay. Then, when we do the laughing practice, we are going to place our hands on our belly, not more, just a little underneath the navel. And when we laugh, it's not going to be a hee 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 or a ho ho ho. It's a deep rolling back and forth, ha 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 ha. And we choose to do laughing practice. We're going to start with a prayer. And this is the prayer of the Seicho Noye. Spirit of joy, say it after me. Spirit of joy, ever present, I call you forth now. One more. Spirit of joy, ever present, I call you forth now. So now we place our hands just below our navel and we just laugh. Big breath. And now notice your energy. Just notice the energy that you're tapped into. Big breath. The spirit of joy is ever present. We tune in or out to the spirit of joy. Increase the fun in your life. Do a little bit of, if you chose this one, then you've got some laughing practice to do for the next week. If you were number 4. Number 5, dig out your buried treasures. For a moment, have you even thought recently that I have buried, you each week could think this thought, I have buried treasures. I actually have treasures in me that are either buried outside my awareness or buried by the busyness I'm in or the focus I'm in, or dig out your buried treasures. To magnify the fun in your life, you have positive qualities. They may be hidden, it's true, but you must dig them out, Maxwell Waltz says, and show them to yourself and the world so that you can feel pride in yourself and laugh once again. Well, all of you in Brave Thinking Masters class do a good job with knowing, because we do this every week repetitively, that you will not make progress unless you are doing things, noticing your gratitude. Gratitude's the frequency that's harmonious with abundance, with that energy that must flow right into the pattern called your dream. And the other is you will not bring that good into your life if you feel bad about yourself, because that life and feeling bad about yourself they're not congruent. They're not on the same frequency. So right now, what are 3 qualities about you that you absolutely love about yourself? Even pick one. The idea that you actually can be curious about what your hidden treasures are, what some of the things that are really true about you that maybe you've lost some of your attention. And if you were going to be the person who's absolutely living the vision you're holding, how does that person show up? And what hidden gems in you that are just waiting for you to bring forth and pay attention to? So that you can feel pride in yourself and laugh once again. Number 6 is help others. You know, I think most of us know that if you want to feel better, one of the easiest ways to feel better is to help somebody else feel better. And when you focus on, was it Napoleon Hill who said, you will never keep, the most, I think something like this, probably not an exact quote, but it's the same message. The most successful people are the ones who are busy helping other people be successful. The most successful people are the ones who are busy helping other people be successful, not at your own expense, not at your own expense. And so there's a framework that we use, and it's in a different piece of the content in the Brave Thinking Masters year. But just to remind you of that framework, easy, lucrative, fun, and in service to the greater good for all concerned. Easy. You don't want to fight. You don't want to be fighting up the stream all the time. That's why you want to move in the direction of what you love versus what you think you should do or have to do or must do. Easy, the energy of ease. You're moving in the direction of what you love. That you're willing to to have your results become better and better and better. Lucrative. That it's okay for you to make more money than you've made in the past. It's okay for you to have more love than you've had in the past. You make it okay for you. You're coming from that space. Easy, lucrative, fun. Fun. You're having fun in the journey, not after, in service to the greater good for all concerned. Some of you have been trained that you feel good when you're helping others, but you do it in such a way that it's at your own expense. There's something, a very powerful spiritual principle, and here it is. There is no private good. And you may need to write that down. There is no private good. It's not, you've got intuition as our faculty focus this month. That's not something you logically pick up. There is no private good, but here it's a spiritual law. It's a universal law. If it's not good for you, by definition, it's not good. If it's not good for someone else, by definition, it's not good. You're looking for, and you want to have this when you are making decisions, good, 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 good. You're never doing something at somebody else's expense. Nor are you doing it at your own expense. You have values, you have priorities. So we don't want the scale tipping all about me or all about you. but a circle of good that includes all of us. And once you start thinking that way and practicing that, you'll find that there's enough good to live in an expanding good. If you focus on bringing happiness to someone else, it comes to you. If you drew this number, then helping other people might be an avenue by which, whether you're sending, you think about somebody that touched your life when you were a kid, said something to you that made a difference, write them a letter. Take that time, give back to them the acknowledgement. 30 years ago, you did something that totally impacted my life. So when you're thinking from this place, there's a flow of energy that's moving into and to and through you. If it feels like a chore to you, then that's not the action to take, because we're talking about fun. I have fun when I'm looking for who can I help today? What's that particular place where the givingness is going to move through me today? Yeah, all kinds of ways to support and help. So another story. This is written by a business consultant that I know. He says, last fall, I was asked to speak to 3,000 employees at a large supermarket chain in the Midwest on building customer loyalty and regenerating the spirit in the workplace. One of the ideas I stressed is the importance of adding a personal signature to your work, as if your work was an offering not only to others, but to the universe itself. As if your work were an offering to the universe itself. With all the downsizing, re-engineering, overwhelming technological changes and stress in the workplace, I think it's essential for each of us to find a way we can really feel good about ourselves and our jobs, whatever our work is. One of the most powerful ways to do this is to do something in which you feel that your work is now an offering. I shared the example of an American Airlines pilot who, after everything is under control in the cockpit, goes to the computer, randomly selects several people aboard the flight, and handwrites them a thank you note for their business. A graphic artist I work with always encloses a piece of sugarless gum in everything he sends to his customers. A Northwest Airlines baggage attendant decided that his personal signature would be to collect all the luggage tags that fall off customers' suitcases, which in the past have simply been lost or tossed in the garbage, and in his free time, send them back with a note thanking them for flying Northwest. A senior manager with whom I work decided that his personal signature would be to attach Kleenex to memos he knows the employees won't like very much. After sharing several other examples of how people add their unique spirits to their jobs, I challenged the audience to get their creative juices flowing and to come up with their own creative personal signature that their work is an offering. About 3 weeks after I'd spoken to the supermarket employees, my phone rang late one afternoon. The person on the line told me that his name was Johnny and he was a bagger in one of the stores. He also told me that he was a person with Down syndrome. He said, Barbara liked what you said, so I said I would do it too. Then he went on to tell me that he had gone home that night, had asked his dad to teach him to use the computer. They set up a program using 3 columns, and each night now, when he goes home, he finds a thought for the day. And he said when he can't find one he likes, he thinks one up. And then he types it into the computer, prints out multiple copies, cuts them lengthwise, makes 3 for each page, signs his name on the back of each one. For the next day, as he bags customers' groceries with a flourish, he puts the thought for the day in the person's groceries, adding his own personal signature. A month later, the manager of the store called me. He said, you won't believe what happened today. I went out on the floor this morning and the line at Johnny's checkout was 3 times longer than any other line. I went ballistic, yelling to get more lanes open, get more people out here. But the customer said, no, we want to be in Johnny's line. We want the thought for the day. The manager said one woman approached him and said, I used to only come in here once a week. Now, every time I have a few extra minutes when I'm driving by, I stop because I want that thought for the day. So imagine what that does for the bottom line. And end by saying, do you know who has become the most important person in our store? Johnny. 3 months later, he called me again. You and Johnny have transformed our store. Now in the floral department, when they have a broken flower or an unused corsage, they go out on the floor in the store and find an elderly woman or a little girl and pin it on them. One of our meat packers loves Snoopy. So he bought 50,000 Snoopy stickers, and each time he packages a piece of meat, he pulls out a Snoopy sticker on it, or puts a Snoopy sticker on it. We're having so much fun. So tonight's class, of course, is about clearing the cobwebs. We might have repetitive ways that we have fun, but to increase, take the lid off, to open up, to just suggestions of possible ways to interject and bring new fun in. And seek activities that will make you happy. Seek activities that will make you happy. My mother, those of you that have come to Dream Builder Live have heard this story, but my mother had a practice from the time I was a little girl. Her practice, she'd grown up in the Depression. Her mother had died when she was 4. And she was the oldest of 3. Her sister then died when my mother was 16. And now there was the father and the brother, the young brother. But they had installed a practice growing up that was put a zip in your day, put something fun in your day. That no day is complete where there hasn't been some fun. And there is no day in which fun can't be had. And so then my father died, and then she started finally doing the Dream Builder program and did many wonderful things, one of which is as she approached her 90th birthday, she decided to create a nonprofit. That idea came to her to help fund the initial part of that nonprofit and get it off the ground. She started where she was with what she had. And what she had was a lot of different ways to put fun in your day that she developed over her 90 years. She picked her top favorite 90 ways to put a zip in your day. And she wrote this particular book. So let me just read you a few of it. Some of them speak to you, some of them won't speak to you. Slip a note of affection into your spouse's underwear drawer and hide it. When the children are having a bubble bath, jump in. When walking, look for 5 things you didn't notice on that route before. This was one I think she must have done. Watch a movie with your grandson till midnight. Stop by a friend's house with a surprise goodie or a rose. Visit a museum you've never been to in your own city. Breathe deeply the fragrance of freshly mowed grass. Don't just walk past it. Breathe deeply the fragrance. Eat watermelon for breakfast using your best china. Listen to other people deeply with an open mind. It's surprising how refreshing another opinion can be. Do listen or think of something every day that makes you laugh out loud. Several years after my mother passed, she published this book on her 90th birthday. So many of us contributed to her nonprofit, and it grew and grew in the Northwest. And then my mother died suddenly over Mother's Day weekend at my home. She had a heart attack. She died just a couple days later. And 2 years or so after that, I was speaking in the Northwest somewhere, and a couple much older than me, but relatively same age, they came up and stood in line to talk to me after I'd given this lecture. And they said, we have your mother to thank for our new dining room table. I said, well, my mother's been gone for a few years. And he said, well, we know, but we have her book. And we decided we were going to actually once a day for 90 days, do one thing in her book. It took us longer than 90 days, but we decided to do one thing, put a zip in your day every single day. And we had a lot of fun bringing that to life. And then I said, so what does that have to do with getting a new dining room table? And I don't know which one it is, but they knew which one it was. They said, well, in the book, it said, do it on the dining room table. So this 90-year-old, green growing human becoming. This is a choice that we can make. How much fun we're going to allow in our life. Remember, the very power breathing you is spirit. 7 ways to magnify the fun in your life. Choose to develop the happiness habit. Declare war on negative feelings. Take control. Strengthen your self-image. Learn how to laugh. Dig out your buried treasure. Help others. Seek activities that make you happy. Now you have your self-given assignment of 2 to focus on this week. So here's our action steps for this week. What were the 2 numbers you chose? and then decide on an action step to activate each one. So right now, just what would be one action step you could activate, you could actually do to activate the first number you chose? What's something you could do? Otherwise, it just stays in the mind. You want to translate that right through your body into action. What's one thing you could do? Then schedule it. When will you do that? Use the tool of your calendar to make a date with fun. To make a date with fun. You know how your energy feels when you go, oh, that's going to be fun. Your energy goes up. We're going to increase the level and the amount and the volume of fun in our lives. Have fun. So you journal it, you schedule it, and then you do it. You keep your date with fun, and then notice over time how that impacts you. And your first thing it does is increase your energy. So, big breath. I hope you've had fun tonight. And I hope you do one thing, just add in at least a little bit of fun yet tonight. For every one of us, we're going to pay attention to the words we say to ourselves as we drift off to sleep tonight, and that they're supportive, and that we're selling ourselves on the power that's breathing us. And we're reminding ourselves that spirit loves fun, and each one of us ultimately is spirit. Okay, let's take another deep breath here as we come to the end of this video. I hope this clip served you today. And if you know anyone that is going through tough times, or anyone who could benefit from this, go ahead and help them. This is all free. Go ahead and help them. Invite them. Share the video with them. And rather than spreading fear and contraction and panic, let's each instead be a part of what lifts us up. Let's give what we can give. Let's spread hope. Let's spread compassion. Let's spread peace and calm, health and love. And so here we are today. You have many choices about where you spent your time. I'm grateful you were here, and I hope for you that you, as people come to mind, that you help them with what you can in the ways that you can only do that. And also, if this is helpful to you, go ahead and share it. It's free from me, and I'm happy to give it away. So becoming a brave thinker, and staying in these higher levels of vibration, we actually become part of the solution instead of part of the problem. It's easy to have the ain't it awful conversation. But as a brave thinker, you're turning now to a different way of being, even in very difficult times. And it makes all the difference. And now, if you would love even more support in embodying brave thinking in these challenging times, I have a gift for you. Click below, and you're going to have an opportunity to receive from me 30 days of daily videos from me for 30 days, helping you stay in a mindset of uplifting thoughts, choosing that day what you can do. I will give you a 5-minute personalized video for you for that specific day of this 30-day program in learning how to establish a set point in your normal thought pattern of being a brave thinker instead of dealing with everything coming at you. You will get through this time, but who you become at the end of this and what your conditions are and whether you've grown through this time or just barely gritted your teeth to get through it will have everything to do with your thinking. So my gift to you is 30 days of training. It just takes 5 minutes in the morning. You're going to have a mindset on anyway. You don't get to not think. Why not think? From a vibration that actually takes you where you want to go instead of just barely getting by and reacting to the circumstances we have. So for the next 30 days, I'll send you a 3 to 5 minute video, simple, highly effective steps that you can apply that day to making that day the best day you can have, even in the midst of difficult times. There's no sales pitch in this. There's no hook. It's just a gift from me. And I'm happy to do it at this time particularly. So it's something I've been helping clients with for many, many decades. And I'm just giving it away now. So I'm happy to do that, and I hope you will avail yourself of it. And then if you want to give it to somebody else, feel free to do that right now. That's what we're doing. So, and you can leave any question you want in the comment section below. So I love hearing from you. Did you enjoy this? What helped you? What would you like more of? How you doing right now? What else can I help you with? So until tomorrow, feel a big, big hug from Mary Morrissey.